That one we must know. So a king, there is no law, including you and the NGOs. If there is some sort of funding, make an example, coming from internationally, but personally to a certain scheme of, let's say, NGO, you've opened your NGO. If they want to donate, they have passed.
Is Nolubabalo?
No. I'm talking about the Queen. Queen Nokwanda.
Queen Nokwanda.
Yes.
Okay.
The wife of the Queen. That information is in the public domain. You will see her cooking during those floods, those days.
So Nolubabalo is not the politician.
I won't comment about that.
Okay, is of records. I just wanted to check because people might misconstrue that it was Nolubabalo who was there cooking.
Queen Nokwanda.
All right, sharp. So she's not a queen, Nolubabalo.
I won't comment on that.
Okay, sharp. It's
I
fine.
won't comment on that.
Yes. So the monies came.
The Pope, how it's done, is religious.
Yes.
Religious leaders, it does not. I don't think the state has a right to dictate.
Okay.
You see, but I would say, for an example,
but
let me make an example with the president.
No. Before you go further, I just want you to, when you answer, acknowledge this. Rome is a country.
Yes, is a country.
The Pope is the leader of the country.
In Rome.
Yes, like the.
But
like,
if it's not a state visit,
like that little conclave, Yabon. So he's almost like a president.
Okay.
Yes.
But you must remember that if the Uvavi makes Mr. Zwelinzima Vavi makes this statement of Ukumkani is captured, being paid, there's a budget from Beijing, from Israel that to capture kings around the African continent. It talks of billions of rands and millions of rands. And then he said, including the king, you see. So what we are, when they tell him to go right, he goes right. When they tell him to go left, he must go left. Nongunga is a religious leader. Ne? Hence is a religious leader. He is the subject of the king. Not Babu Nongunga, Professor Babu Nongunga, Caesar, is a subject of the king and a religious leader. He will never be a formula. The King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo is a formula.
African National Congress, the ATM, these political parties have been seen in public with the king. Do you know which political allegiance does he align with?
But it's in the public domain.
No, I did not know.
It's in the public domain. And the DA is not a member of the DA.
Mashiane Politically Incorrect. So we are back with Mandela, a man coming from royalty who's here to come and tell us all things royalty. I don't know, we are just civilians. We don't know much about these things. Mchana, let's start with, we're not going to do intros. Let's start with, how did you nail this job of becoming a spokesperson, Gagumkan?
It was King's decision. I believe maybe somehow he saw a potential in me. As you know, that we have abantu bakuthi all over the country that are scattered around the country due to abantu migrating to the cities and living around the country. So we decided that since I'm in Gauteng, that I must represent and be the spokesperson of His Majesty King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo, personal spokesperson of the king. One must remember that I also come from the royal family of Abatembu, and coming from the most junior house, which is in Mandela, you see, in the kingdom, which is King Buyelikhaya. Those were the children of King Buyelikhaya. I think at some stage I once unpacked when the royal family comes to about.
Yes. You see, I don't have any notes. All I know is I'm going to talk to you regarding the king. I don't over prepare my podcast because I don't have intentions of I don't have that. So I just want you to tell us about issues that have been plaguing the king ever since. You will tell us as you unpack them. Because notable, I've made a podcast about Kumkani to say he actually have woken us up. So let me give an example what I said in the podcast. You will unpack it as it goes forward. He says in his interview, he is the king of the people.
Yes.
King of the people. Now, government is government by the people, for the people. The hospital is the people's hospital because it's the government hospital.
Yes.
So it means he leads the people. That hospital belongs to him. But in true Kumkani style, he says, even Oscar Mabuyane must seek permission from him to go to the hospital because it's the hospital of the people and he's the custodian of those people. Those people are his subject. You follow logic. Well, he makes sense. But it crossing into 94 coming this side, waters have been muddy and, battle lines have been drawn. We end up not knowing who as a people do we report to. Do you understand?
Yes.
So he actually said, wait up and listen before we criticize Ukumkani. Maybe he's got a point here. Whose hospital is it? Because if the government hospital, government is the people.
And if the government decide to let it collapse, the people have a responsibility to build their hospital facility. Because the other one was, when they're sick, they go there.
Yes.
And number Oscar will go to Netcare.
Exactly. Because in a way, he's saying we're not going to let it become a Tembisa. And if there are people who want to come and see the hospital and invest in the hospital, I'm the custodian of these things. Let me take charge. And, I found people criticizing him without actually understanding where he takes it. But of course, the reason you are here is people call him names because they misunderstand him.
Yes.
And I feel I also misunderstand him because I'm thinking of what the ANC government since 94 has told us what kings and chiefs are.
I don't agree that the people misunderstand him. They understand clear what is happening.
Oh.
And they understand it clear because most of the people that critique Kumkani, it's people that also come from villages, who come from KwaZulu-Natal, from Limpopo, and from all known parts. They are just taking what is happening and politicizing it with the Israelis issue.
Okay.
And then now, even when it's good, what is happening, Kumkani is trying. But now there's always that there's Israel.
Yes.
Yes, you can continue so that I will.
No. As it stands, maybe let me take it back before we come to Oscar Mabuyane and Zwelinzima Vavi. In essence, he says in his defense, who said I should not have relations with foreign countries? Which law have I broken? And again, who said I took money? And if I took money, how much did I take? Should we then investigate who have taken more money than me? You understand? You understand those issues before I do.
Yes.
Please explain it. What does it mean?
Let me start by saying, thank you, my brother. Let me first draw just a picture for you.
Okay.
The king is not an official of the state. He's not an official of the state. When an official of the state is having a relationship and there's an international interest in the government, they have a responsibility to report to DERCO that there is an international person, an official from Outland, so that official needs to be recognized and there's go through that process, you see. But now, those laws apply to those who work for government. It is not even in the national executive, the king. That one we must know. So a king, there is no law, including you and the NGOs. If there is some sort of funding, make an example, coming from internationally, but personally to a certain scheme of, let's say, NGO, you've opened your NGO. If they want to donate, they have all the right to donate to you, you see, because of what you wrote to them for the development of your community or whatsoever. You have that right. There's no law that binds you. You see, as a citizen of the Republic of South Africa, not representing a state government office, you see. So you must remember during the floods, I want to make it, during the floods, there was the Arab people donated millions and millions of rands for the disaster that happened in Umtata, including President Cyril Ramaphosa, $1 billion from the office of the state that was donated to Abatembu to Eastern Cape, Umtata, but not to the royal family, to the ANC government, because Mr. Oscar Mabuyana comes from the what? He's a premier of the Eastern Cape, to his office. After that, didn't Mr. Oscar Mabuyana take a leave from the office? He went because his boys were coming from long distance, the mountain. He decided why people were struggling, others were dying. It was difficult to bury them. The Israelis visited them, Umtata, and approached the king from that time during the disaster, you see, and said, okay, how can we assist the people so that they have food to eat, and they have blankets, they have sponges, so we find places where we can pay community halls, them to sleep, and also try and see if how can we fund for those who can't bury their loved ones, you see. The king never took money from them. Even if you remember, even national lords went to the king. The king said, no, go to these shops. Go and put money there in those shops, so that when we need to go and take and deliver to people, we just go and take and deliver to people, you see. So after that relationship, this the Eastern Cape government, provincial government, received money. It never did anything. You can go to Eastern Cape now after the floods of
Plus minus how much?
Sorry?
Plus minus how much?
It was more than 10 million what they got from the Arabs, and it was $1 billion from the president, you see, from the office of the state, of the disaster office that gave them. You can go today. I was in Umtata 2 weeks ago. You can go to Umtata today. You will see other houses that still haven't been rebuilt, you see. Other people are still suffering.
Public infrastructure like bridges and roads, were they attended to?
No, nothing has been attended to.
So you mean the provincial government could not produce, as of now, the work they've done ever since they received those monies?
Yes, and they've been investigating on what happened on that, because it came from Umtata Dam. Till today, that investigation was just said so for public to hear, and then we forget about it. Since you know South Africa is a movie, you do something today, tomorrow everyone forgets, goes to something else that is different. So
wait. Are you telling me that those allegations of the sluice gate could have been opened to maybe to preserve the walls of the dam? That investigation has not been done to find out if indeed it's true.
I think they only said it on TV. There's no investigation. No one knows it. There's no public response or what actually happened.
How many people are we talking about?
I'm not that sure how today.
Right?
I don't want to talk about the numbers that I'm currently not sure about, because the last days I remember them during that time.
Yes,
but I don't want now to speak about numbers.
It makes sense. I'm just worried that it was a big issue. It was a big national issue, and as of now, the government has not spoken and has not closed the case.
A case. Who was feeding those people every day? It was the king's wife who would wake up each and every day. Queen Okwanda would wake up every day and cook for the people. It was through the office of the king that came with blankets. It was through the office of the king that came with sponges. Also, his Alimdat Foundation, no, not Alimdat, Gift of the Givers. You see, yes, was there. You see, as when you remember, they tried to extort it at some point. They warred with one truck, another truck, they couldn't weigh because there was also a problem of extortion. There is a problem of extortion in Eastern Cape,
Okay.
more especially in Tata.
Yeah. So you said the king's wife.
Yes.
Just for clarity, because we are in a political podcast, is Nolubabalo?
No. I'm talking about the Queen. Queen Nokwanda.
Queen Nokwanda.
Yes.
Okay.
The wife of the Queen. That information is in the public domain. You will see her cooking during those floods those days.
So Nolubabalo is not.
I won't comment about that.
Okay, is of records. I just wanted to check because people might misconstrue that it was Unolubabalo who was there.
Queen Nokwanda.
All right, sharp. So she's not a queen, Nolubabalo.
I won't comment on that.
Okay, sharp.
I won't comment on that.
Yes. So the monies came, not utilized, and the royal house had to chip in and defend the people. While Oscar Mabwan, you say he was on leave.
Was on leave, yes, because, and I believe also the EFF came through and assisted during the time, and even the EFF made it clear and questioned what you are going on leave while there's a crisis in Tata.
Yeah.
You see, there's a huge crisis, but you decide to just take a leave because your boys went for long distance and now they're coming back from long distance.
Now Oscar Mabuyane, sorry to interject, Oscar Mabuyane now wants to probe and investigate the king for jumping protocol, of which you explained that he doesn't need protocol. Yes. For jumping protocol and welcoming and receiving, is it Israeli?
Yes, it's Israeli.
Guests in the hospital, or it is home. I don't know. What do you make of it? What is he investigating?
You know that, my stance with international geopolitics, where it stands. But now, you must remember that the Eastern Cape people have been grieved for the past 32 years. And they've been ignored by the ANC government. Eastern Cape is the worst province in South Africa, through roads, through hunger, poverty. You will find there's even situations of where families, a mother killed his own daughters, poisoned them, the other one stabbed her, and then he killed herself because they had no food. They're tired. They decided to just escape life. That is the situation that you face in the Eastern Cape, you see. Now you are telling me you have failed as government for the past 32 years. Whether sometimes the cat is black or white, as long as it can kill a mice. Now, there is this there's the Israelis that say, no, we can assist in terms of building boreholes, assisting in terms of agriculture, renovating the hospitals and put more technology into your hospitals, you see. And then now you come as a failed person and tell me that I can't do that, you see. The king is concerned, not about himself, is concerned about his subjects. The king, even during if the people would hear of Eastern Cape, that the people of Israel came and said, this is how we can assist with water, with boreholes in every remote areas. And then they hear that the king said, no, leave. I don't want that. How will the people feel?
Very bad.
And now we are bringing agriculture that so that the people can be able to plow and eat. If it chased away those funds, it chased away that development, what is going to happen? The people will going to feel betrayed by the king and say, Aibo, we've been in this for the past 32 years after democracy. Now someone came, let's assist where we can assist in development, and then you said no. As your subject will go against you.
Of course. So I want to check, according to you representing the office of the Royal House, what should be the correct protocol? I know he doesn't report to DECO. I know he does not need a protocol because Ukumkan uyasiphatha, he said it.
Yes.
Where do we draw the line? You know who Lekhanyane is? Lekhanyane, the ZCC.
The ZCC, yes.
You know Ushembe,
Okay.
We don't know which one. Yes, these are big religious leaders who've got millions of people following them. He's almost like Kumkar. If the Pope wants to fly into South Africa to go and meet Lekhanyane and then fly to Entabeni, Nazareth to go and meet Ushembe, do you think Deco must be involved?
No. It will depend. If you must remember, I don't know the Pope how it's religious.
Yes.
Religious leaders, it does not I don't think the state has a right to dictate.
Okay.
You see. But I would say, for an example, but the main example with the president.
No, before you go further, I just want you to, when you answer, acknowledge this. Rome is a country.
Yes, is a country.
The Pope is the leader of the country.
In Rome.
Yes, like
But if it's not a state visit,
like that little conclave, yabona. So he's almost like a president.
Okay.
Yes.
But you must remember that if there is something called the state visit, whereby you are visiting the state, there is sometimes you have your own personal capacity that, I just want to come and chill. You just do your things like a CV, or what you call this, visa. If it's they need a visa, okay, that's the only thing that you need. But it's different from a state visit. Now you are not visiting, because when you are visiting, it's a state visit. You need to be welcome at DERCO or in the union buildings, you see. So it's not a state visit. If it's a personal a trip, it's fine.
Okay.
Those two are different.
According to you, the Pope is fine, can come into South Africa and see ZCC and Ushembe and live without even going to.
Yes, if it's a personal, it's not a state visit, it's a personal visit to Lekhanyane of the ZCC. Yes, that's right. He's a human being at the end of it. Yes, on the other side is a state person. If he says, I'm taking a leave, for an example, the president of Botswana in December was here. He was not welcomed in the union building,
yeah.
because he came for holiday and went to Eastern Cape. You see, he just went to Eastern Cape and for holiday, because he said no, it's for holiday. He took a leave in his country, took a leave, and say he's coming personal to visit South Africa, just to visit. It was not a state visit. You see, that is why it went how it went.
That's a very interesting thing. How were among Xhosa people, how have received Boko in Eastern Cape?
I was not there, but I'm sure yeah,
because he's a very proud Xhosa from
he grew up in Botswana. He grew up in Eastern Cape.
Oh, he grew up there. When did you go to Botswana?
I'm not quite sure of his history, but what I know, he studied even there, in Eastern Cape. He comes from the same circle with Abon Whitehorn.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So you insist, as the king did, that there's nothing wrong and other people can replicate it.
No, it's that the foreign minister, David, didn't visit South Africa as a foreign minister of Israel.
Oh,
I understand.
What capacity did he come to South Africa?
He came as a personal, but yes, obviously he will be recognized.
Yes.
As a what you call. But to the king, he went there as a person from just Israel to assist the situation.
Okay.
You see, I don't think it was a diplomatic, it needed the president. And secondly, it's quite, we must speak about this issue. Ne? You know how I feel about the issue of Palestine.
I don't know. Tell us.
Gaza and Israel. You know that where I stand.
And I don't know. I want you to.
No. You know. So, but now it has, ever since I got to this position as a personal spokesperson of the king, people start mixing my political affiliate, twisting it, you see. So now I'm even tired. I can say free the people of South Africa, because if you look at the stats, if you look at Western Cape on a weekend, just on a weekend, how many people die? They end up in that gang warfare. This weekend that we're coming from now, of Valentine's Day also, there was an airstrike which killed plus minus 6 people in Gaza, which is bad. It's wrong what is happening there. You see, we need to condemn that war, you see. But if you go to Western Cape, just a day, a weekend alone, how many people die in Western Cape?
I don't know.
More than 30 people die a day on a Saturday, brutally, or more. Seriously. Go and check the stats. There is war in the Eastern Cape, in the Western Cape. There is war in South Africa, you see.
Yeah. Where about in the Western Cape,
You must check the Cape Flats. You must check Nyanga.
Cape Flats,
Nyanga
townships. Yeah.
The Cape Flats, check Nyanga.
Take Philippi.
Take Philippi, take Khayelitsha. Combined from the last quarter of 2025. No, the second quarter. From June, July to September, there was about more than 1,000 people that died in a warfare of gang violence. There is a war that is happening in Eastern Cape, in Western Cape, and around the country at large. People are brutally murdered. We don't speak about that.
Tell us about the wall. If you say there's a war, do you blame the rich for protecting themselves with a wall called the Israeli wall in Cape Town? Do you then understand why they need N2 isolated from?
I haven't received that. I don't know the effects about the wall, but I know that there is a border that they've been trying to build in the Western Cape. I don't agree.
The border they let it go for now. They want to build the wall first, and then if we allow the wall, the border is coming. Yeah. So I just want to check, according to you, is it justified for the rich of Cape Town to build a wall isolating themselves from the slums?
It's wrong, because for the fact, one thing must understand, those rich and business people that are in the Western Cape are the ones that are corrupting the state, so that the state does not bring any development to the townships, to Khayelitsha, to Nyanga, to Gugulethu. Our people in Gugulethu, in Nyanga, our people in Delft are in a condition of subhuman existence. You go to Khayelitsha, you walk on the streets. I don't think you can walk a kilometer without seeing Ikaga, you see. That's how bad it is, you see. Our people are in that condition, you see. Why are you not building and investing in those townships? You see.
So according to you, they must leave the wall and develop. Take that money and develop.
And then, like, for an example, in Cape Town, that wall has already been there a long time ago.
Yeah.
You see. But yes, it's invisible, but it's already there. As a black person working in corporate, earning plus minus, let's say 40,000, you can't afford to stay in town. You can't afford to stay in Rondebosch. You can't afford to stay in Kirstenbosch. You can't afford to stay in these places. You see. So they make it a point that it's impossible for you as a black person to be in that space. Wow, you feel. What they do, they take people, they've placed people, you know, the Group Areas Act. They've placed people in Meiningsberg, placed people in Khayelitsha, and what you call. The same people, and then they say, Cape Town, the city is clean. The same people are the ones who are cleaning the city. These jobs are reserved for us as black people. And they make it a point that you can't even afford accommodation here in the city, in town. So we move from Khayelitsha going to town, has people who are going to clean the city. You see, as I said, these jobs are reserved for black people there. So we are the ones who are cleaning the city in Cape Town. After cleaning the city at night, late, we go back home in a place whereby it's not clean, you see. Cleaners that are not clean, you see, they are neglected. You say you belong there, you come as a slave. And then you look at it even here in Johannesburg, Gauteng. It's happening right between the Alexander and Sandton. These people are in the same geographical space, but the services are different, you see. The services are different. We see this thing every day. So there's a wall again between Sandton and Alexander. So if you go again to Cape Town, as one would say, if you're in Cape Town, a friend of mine was also unpacking this thing. You can buy a packet of chips in Cape Town, in the city. You take the same paper, you put it in your pocket, you take a taxi. Immediately when you get off in a taxi in Khayelitsha, you take that paper, you throw it away. You see.
So it's not the wall, it's our mentality.
The wall, the way that people have been distanced to the even your behavior when you are in roundabouts changes. Even if you can afford to stay in these places in Cape Town, you will feel but when we are walking on the street, you will feel that I don't belong here. It will be like I don't belong here.
It's fine. So let's do this. I hosted the chief whip of the Democratic Alliance on the podcast here in Tshwane. Do you know what she insisted? And I checked her with other political parties. She accused the ANC. It's not only her, by the way, and other DA people. They say,
for what?
They say ANC leaders live in DA wards. Do you think that is correct? Because then I want us to discuss the war.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible because you would come from here in this area, what has happened in the ANC, but you can't blame it to that extent. I'll explain why. You can come from this area, once you get elected and then you get paid. That does not happen in the EFF. The EFF will just fire you from the spot. Good why you were relocated from work, they'll fire you, you see. Okay. So the ANC, that thing is already known, you see. But now, who's running the Western Cape? It's the DA. Even if it's an ANC ward where there is a DRE, who dictates whether the development goes there or not? It's the Western Cape government.
Yes. So that's why I want us to talk about the wall. That everyone, if the wall is there, everyone would want to be on this side of the wall. Do you know why? We spoke about possibly bumping into a strategy. Do you understand? Everyone wants to be as far as possible from dilapidation and slums. Even you and I.
But when you are elected and say you are contesting to be a councillor, you are elected to develop this place. Why are you moving? Me, I'm not a councillor. If I make it, hey chief, if you make it, I want to tell every citizen in South African, if you are able to make it, hey chief, leave Ikasi.
Yeah.
You see, leave Ikasi if you share it.
All right.
You see.
So now let's talk. What is it about Zwelinzima Vavi that you didn't like when he sat down on the podcast, Bruce?
It's not that I did not like. I don't want to make it personally, you see, because like now it will be like, we must nest my feelings, you see. I can't massage them in nest by such, but it is a principle, and when you throw allegations, you must provide concrete evidence on those allegations so that we can take them further. But now, you know how media is when you come and lie and say the king has received so much. The king has not received any money. And actually, let me tell you about the king. The king is not a money person.
What do you mean it's not a money person?
It's not
what did he use to go to Israel? Did he go there?
Yes, he went there into Israel.
Who paid for
the flights?
Travel, yeah.
I'm not quite sure about that, but he went to Israel. But what I didn't tell you, he never came back with a wounded bag.
It's fine, but he didn't go there alone. There was an entourage that went with him.
There was a delegation.
Yeah. Yeah. So that delegation, I mean, no budget. I mean, it's money involved. So he can't say as a mutwazaka. Because
no, yeah, they are invited. The people that are inviting them must cater for them.
Yeah, so for him to carry out these duties, he needs money. I'm saying it deliberately so we do not become disingenuous in front of our guests, in front of our audience, for them to think, man, the king does everything for free. No, there's a bit of money that for him to carry out his job, he needs money. So,
which the government does not provide any budget for the king.
Wait, are you saying the government of South Africa does not give the Royal House money?
I'm saying that the government does not provide budget for the king.
For the king,
for the king to save his people.
No. So this is important, so I ask it again. So because we're on record.
Yes.
Are you saying the king does not get his stipend? His Royal House does not get money?
a stipend and a budget is two different things.
Yeah, I want
So you get a stipend, yes, fine. But I'm
plus
saying
minus how much that.
I can't discuss
But it's Googleable.
yeah, you can go to Google, but I can't discuss people's salaries.
It's not his salary. It's
no
money to the royal house.
Yes, it's not. You see, that's the mistake. There's no budget for the royal house. That's what I'm telling you.
So but he does get money from government.
From the province, yes, but there's no budget. I don't want to make it
explain it. I want you to explain it because if I don't understand it, I'm thinking maybe they also don't understand it. Please explain it to us. He does get money, but there's no budget. So does mean that he's unlimited.
He gets a stipend,
okay,
but does not get a budget for, like for an example, a premier gets a what? Gets paid his stipend, his money.
Yes,
monthly.
Yes,
and then a premier's office is given a budget to run.
I understand.
The province.
I understand.
So the king does not have a budget to run the kingdom.
It's fine. So he's given stipend as his pocket money, right?
There's no budget to run Abatembu kingdom, nation.
Okay. Do you think it would be fair for him to be paid this annual salary or monthly salary, and then there are running costs
of a budget that to take care for his subjects? Yes.
All right.
Because now it becomes this problem becomes like Ingo says underhand and then also getting a stipend. And then you get to Ukeba that can go and come and bring a development in the community. And then that Ukeba is undermining the royalties, and then other people who are wearing blinkers will start undermining and run the royalties in Kosi, for an example, useless in their own land. So that is what we're fighting against, you see. The system of councillors in where there is royalty is wrong, because now you are giving them power over the Inkosi, for an example.
Yes.
You see. Because there is a budget in the council also, you see.
Yes.
And then now Inkosis are not running from a budget, you see.
Okay. Let's go back to Vavi.
So Vavi makes, Mr. Zwelinzima Vavi makes this statement of Ukumkani is captured, being paid, known there's a budget from Beijing, from Israel, that to capture kings around the African continent. It talks of billions of rands and millions of rands. And then he said, including the king, you see. So what we are saying is, as the spokesperson of the king, that can you kindly please provide evidence on the allegations that you are making so that we can see and understand each other. Their response from him was saying, I won't withdraw the truth. We never asked him to just withdraw. If he does not have a profile and evidence, documents, this is the slush fund, this is the money that the king received while he was in Israel. This is the money from the budget that he mentioned, the billions of rands. And then he must also mention other kings that he says are involved in this slush fund are going to receive, are captured by Israel, you see. So that we get a clear understanding. If it needs us to make a proper investigation, you see, we know where to go. It does not produce a source. Where did you get this information? What are the documents? Who's your source? Blah, blah, blah. Asking for just a concrete, bring evidence.
Okay. So even if Mr. Vavi doesn't produce, but if information does come out to say he received money, what should happen?
That would be evidence.
Yes.
This. And then we'll money for what? And then for the development of the people.
Whether it goes to his pocket or whatever, but if there's evidence that he received money.
I'm saying there's no evidence.
Yeah, I understand.
It can't come.
You've said that already.
Yes.
If someone finds evidence and produces it in public domain to say, here you are, you received money, what should then happen? Do you, as a communication team for the Royal House, would you come out to apologize for having misled the country?
No, we never misled the country.
You are just saying...
No, we asked for evidence.
No, I want you to follow my thought. I did not manufacture anything. I'm listening from you. You are saying the Ukumkani has never received monies from these people.
Okay.
Vavi alleges that he did. And you say there's nothing. And then I'm saying on the fourth one, what if whether Vavi or someone produces evidence that he indeed received money? So it will be contrary to what you have told us.
We will then talk about it.
Are you going to apologize, or are you, what would happen?
Why would we apologize?
You would apologize for having misled the country to say
there's that
man.
Then if that's the case, if it turns out to be, we will.
You will what? You will apologize in case.
Yes, okay. But we are 100% sure that there's no slash billions of funds that the king, His Majesty King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo, received from the Prime Minister's office, Benjamin Netanyahu. There's nothing like that, and there's no capturing. And actually, the president, the king, while he was in Israel, he did not meet Benjamin Netanyahu.
Okay. King David, you were saying, let me just read a part of your statement. Recent remarks made by Floyd Shivambu on the King David podcast, which suggest that His Majesty King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo visit to Israel was initiated, directed, or influenced by Professor Caesar Nonguma, are false, misleading, and actually incorrect. So, what are you pursuing here? Are you going to prove that he was lying?
I can prove that. It's simple.
But you are accusing people for when they say
they're twisting things up. Ne? One thing that you must understand now, we are trying to make the king as if when they tell him to go right, it goes right. When you tell him to go left, he must go. Nongunga is a religious leader. Ne? Hence is a religious leader. He is a subject of the king. Not Babu Nongunga, Professor Babu Nongunga, Caesar, is a subject of the king and a religious leader. He will never be a formula. The King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo is a formula. And Babu Nongunga is a subject. So when you come as if it was influence, you are saying now that Ukumkani, you can say, let's go east. You will go east just because. No. Or your beef here with this Floyd Shivambu is you are feeling as if he is that is controlling the king. Yes.
And you take exception to that.
Yes.
Of course, but you do not feel that you must produce proof that he was lying.
He's lying, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I'm saying
traditionally.
Yes.
No. Babu Nongunga is a subject of the king.
Okay. But he says he influenced the king to go there. And you're saying he's lying. Do you not think, because you and I are saying he's lying, do you not need proof to prove to us that he's lying?
I've already, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier on. This thing, how it started during floods that happened in the Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
That is how the relationship came about. And this thing of South Africa and DERCO acting up, having a performance, a public stance for elections, and Babu Oscar Mabuyane, which is Umthembu Vayana Benjula, it's just a political stance. We're going to elections now. They are going for provincial and non-elections also. That is why they want to now use that media stance as if, you see. You must understand that Ukumkani is leading a nation. It's not a tribe. It is wrong to call it a tribe. It's a nation. Abathembu are a nation in South Africa, recognized. And if the king does not act and fight for his people, and we don't make comments on issues of national importance, then we are one of the nations that people are looking up to, you see. So then the royal house would have no duty to play. You see. So we have to the king has a responsibility to take care and fight for his people.
Okay.
I forgot this question. There was something that I wanted to say, but it escaped my mind.
No. Maybe to refresh your memory, I was talking about he could be lying, saying that Professor Caesar influenced, and when I wanted to prove that he's not influenced because he's senior to the professor. Does it refresh your memory of what you wanted to say?
Okay, I think I've answered that.
Okay, sharp. It's fine. So let's do this. You remember Jabulan Kumalo, right? Of MK.
Of MKP, yes.
He says Jacob Zuma disrespected kings because he summoned kings to Inkandla to come and see the president. So kings were lining up to go and see President Jacob Zuma. He feels that is disrespect and Zuma must apologize.
I think I want to be sure which king did Zuma summon.
Yeah, no, that doesn't matter for us. I just want to check this. So, because I'm not clued up with royal protocol.
Yes, protocol.
Has Ukumkani ever visited Jacob Zuma in Nkandla?
Yes, it has, but it has never been summoned.
Yeah. So, but I do know the president Zuma, while he was still the head of state, he did visit Ukumkani in his royal place. So I just want to check. So do you regard that as disrespect
Of summoning a king?
Yes.
As a
when Buyelikhaya comes to Nkandla,
if he's not summoned, no one summons the king. He's king unto him.
So the king will just visit.
Yes, he can visit, but he's not summoned. You see.
Okay.
He's just a president. Cyril Ramaphosa to the king is just a councillor. The president of South Africa, even now, cannot summon.
Has he forgiven Jacob Zuma for being the head of state when he was incarcerated?
The king?
Yeah, the king.
The king is not a person that holds grudges. I think after also, last year, mid or end last year, he visited former President Jacob Zuma.
Okay.
You see?
Do you know what was the reason for the
No,
visit?
I don't know. I was not a part of the meeting.
Okay. I saw ATM.
Okay.
What did they announce around the king?
The ATM announced.
Yes, I saw them. There were people who are saying now he's with ATM, he's working with ATM, or it was just a visit.
No,
what relations were they having with the king?
It was a community meeting development. You see, it was a community development.
So the people who were texting me, they must stop claiming him as.
No, the king has not said it's been in public and said he's a member of the ATM.
Okay.
You see, so he has not said that. But if tomorrow PAC goes and wants to do a community program, the king has a right to go because that's his subjects that they are dealing with there.
Okay. Democratic Alliance, Economic Freedom Fighters, African National Congress, the ATM. These political parties have been seen in public with the king. Do you know which political allegiance does he align with?
But it's in the public domain.
No, I did not know.
It's in the public domain. In the DA, he's not a member of the DA.
Yeah.
He's not. I think the time that he joined DA, he was frustrated by the ANC. As you can see, that they are corrupt to the core and rotten, you see. And he's a people that who loves his people. King Buyelikhaya Dalidyebo loves his people. You see, but everyone can go, including and visit the king, including you've seen him with the PAC, Minister, Deputy Mabu Munyonso. He's always been there, welcome, because these people are also his subjects.
Okay.
So he has a right to visit, because sometimes you must remember as a king, if for an example now, as king, I only choose certain people to come and see me, then I will be unfair to the people. Ne? Also, like me, I'm a politician. Ne? I'm in politics. I am a member of aligned with a certain political party. My duty as a spokesperson of the king has nothing to do with the political affiliation of Mna. There would be, I'm employed in that position. Whether the ideologies or of the person I'm representing or the leader I'm representative as an employee don't align with the EFF, you see. It does not make me not a member of the EFF, you see. But I won't, you've never seen me advocating for something that is outside the organization, you see. For an example, I can tell you, make an example. There is members who will work in state offices, ne? Working under, let's say, the office of Gaten Mackenzie, Minister Gaten Mackenzie of Sport, employed and having highest positions in the government offices that are led by Gaten Mackenzie. And those people have a responsibility to report at work. And report to who? To Gaten Mackenzie, but they are members of a different ideological, political party. That person is at work and needs to feed his kids.
In short, what political party does the king belong to?
I think you know, I won't speak about that, but we know which one. That a political party that the king loves and believes in it, where we know it's the EFF.
Okay. Is he a member? You're not sure?
I won't say I'm not sure. I can't speak on the political and whatsoever of the king.
Would it be, if, I'm just asking now, would it be wrong if Julius Malema or the secretary of the Economic Freedom Fighters issue out a statement saying their members or their sympathizers must stop engagements with everyone or anyone who has business with the apartheid state of Israel?
Let's be honest.
Would it affect him?
It not only him, it will affect many people. For an example, they're talking about the Western Cape. There are big companies in Western Cape.
Yes.
There are big companies owned by the what? By people, by Israelis, by Jews. Say it like that. You see. In Western Cape, in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, there are many of those companies owned by Jews. So now you will be telling people to resign. Those who are employed by the Israelis must resign. That's what we're making a very good point. You see. Now, we are employed sometimes. We didn't go, yes, ideologically we don't, but at the end of the day, my people must eat.
You must eat.
You must eat. Those people control, they are part of the JSE. So there's many members of different, all walks of life around South Africa.
So in short, you're saying pursuit of ideology.
We are not there for politics first.
Yes.
We are there for survival. Okay. Unless you are saying everyone that was working for a Jewish person, a Zionist, and is a member of this organization must resign, then give them jobs. Provide them with jobs.
No, I always say, no, you're making sense. And thank you. Sorry for cutting you. Is because of the time that we agreed. I just want to squeeze this one. Madiba went to a mission where that mission was sabotaged and they got trapped and a lot of parties involved, and Mandla had to be
in the global flotilla.
Yes, had to be assisted by other people to come back. And when he came back, he said something very interesting. He said, but okay, let me not say what he said. Just explain to me, according to you, I know you are not his spokesperson. According to you, what does he mean?
When he said, did he explain what he said?
No, he spoke of his mission to go and travel there. One of the reasons was Israel. He's linked to Israel with his immediate family. Maybe his spouse is connected and he was doing his thing. People were saying, you've got people suffering in Eastern Cape, but you don't want to fight for them. And you want to fight for people in Israel. So I just want to check, do you agree with him? Or do you think it was a noble cause for Mandla Mandela to go?
This question is a problem.
Yeah, it's problematic.
It spoke about it on this weekend on Saturday. So I don't want to delve in that question, but in my personal capacity, I believe, for an example, if I go and assist the people of the DRC, for an example, what is happening in Pasatepet and what is happening in DRC, does not necessarily mean I've abandoned the struggle back home. And then I will say, that is why I'm making an example with the DRC. So it does not make me abandon the struggle at home. But the time is also very important, you see. That is why this debate is very difficult, because that time, Eastern Cape, Umtata, was in crisis, you see. So others would stand on that point. That time, Umtata was in crisis. People died in Umtata through floods, you see. So I will take it as a neutral person.
Yes, because people were saying, you are saying it is closer to home. But you're forgetting where we are. So you understand? So that's why I don't want to speak for him. Maybe he understood, maybe when you understood what did he mean, because who are we? You just gave a perfect example of saying, yeah, ideology, no to, whoever feeds you, it's very difficult to rebel against. You understand? So, and I'm not saying Mandla is no. I'm just giving you an example because of the example that you gave me. It's a perfect analogy. Can you imagine if you realize, oh, I'm EFF, but the company that I work for has been taking care of me for 15 years while government of South Africa could not provide job, is owned by an Israeli or someone from the Jewish community, then I must resign. You understand? You gave a perfect example.
You can even check. I can make another one.
Yeah.
During the Gupta's time, Gupta's had companies in South Africa.
Yes.
If you can check who were members, just members, ordinary members of the organization.
Which organization?
Of, let's say, EFF, ne?
Okay, yes.
Don't you think there would be 2 or 5 or 10 who were not eating necessarily, but legally submitted CV and were taken as employees legally by the Gupta's companies? I think they were.
Yeah.
You see. So we must check this thing in that manner. For an example, 80% of the buildings in Johannesburg are owned by these people, are owned by Jews. You know that. 80%. 70-80% of the building.
You know, one of the things I'm going to do when I get the chance to speak to Colin Makhubela is...
But but I'm not saying I'm from Israel, you see. You know my stance.
I fully agree with you, and that's why I said you are no longer speaking as his spokesperson, because I want you to detach from there. But it's just questions that I want to give it to you. You I think more than 3 times you explained that your stance does not represent your ideology does not represent the royal house. Yes.
Personally, I come from the EFF. That is a member in good stead.
Yes.
And I subscribed to the what to call to the third NPA's resolutions.
Yes, that's why I want it for our audience, so they must not misconstrue it.
Yes.
So let's do this. I say I want to talk to Colin Makhubela, who has in the past defended, and I've made a podcast to talk about it, and I've engaged on it to say, at some point, it's not fashionable politically for someone to explain why they support Israel. People, it's not fashionable in politics. One of the things George Malema said? He said, you've never seen Jacob Zuma pronouncing pronouncing his love for the Arabs. Yes, and he will never wear a Palestinian thing. So it looks like it's not fashionable, especially for people who come from the Congress movement. You understand? Who know apartheid state ruthlessness. You're expected to be in solidarity with the Arabs. So yes, I want to say this. Do you feel compelled because of political ideology to love the Arabs versus?
No, I believe that people must not die in the world. I believe that it is wrong to kill people.
No, but the question is, because I want to close. Do you think this is your original stance, or it's a stance based on your political ideology that you conform to?
According to my research, also personally, because I made a research before I agree. For an example, there are some of the things, maybe even politically, is you won't agree with.
Yes.
You see, so.
But this is one of those that you agree with, and you also support the stance of the EFF.
I support the stance of the EFF.
Okay.
I'm a member of the EFF, you see.
Okay.
So also, what we must look at, we must try as South Africans also to, as I was saying, making an example with these buildings and what's happening in the Western Cape, you see. We must try and understand also the roots of all these things, you see. And we will also have a responsibility as South Africans to also fight for our country also, you see. As I was talking about the Western Cape, there is a warfare, gang violence in Western Cape, where our people are dying each and every day. Taverns must not operate 24 hours on weekends. That thing is wrong. That is why we have in Eastern Cape what is this thing? In your bay. It's because of those things, you see. If you go to town, to the city where white people are, at 2 o'clock, the clubs are closed. 2 o'clock or even at 12 o'clock, clubs are closed. They don't want noise. But in townships, they make it the point each and every tavern does not run out of stock. But when it comes to even delivering books in townships, they do it once a day or they don't deliver at all. You see, alcohol has become a problem in this country, so we must fight the government. We must call it a spade or a spade. We have a problem in South Africa. And also, the ANC government must be honest with us, you see, must stop choosing sides. They are going in the same bed also with imperialists. They are in government with imperialists, the Freedom Front Plus. We know what Groenewald stands for. He's a conservative, apartheid kind of a person. Now you are telling us, okay, Bona, they must do this, you see. Yeah. We know the stance of the Democratic Alliance, even including with Israel. And if now they come and claim, Oguti, as you know that I don't agree with Israel, if they come and claim, yes, they is still having diplomatic relations with Israel today. They must not say this is our enemy. If I take you to court, does not make you my enemy. South Africa hasn't declared Israel as the enemy. For as long as that they still have diplomatic relations. Okay. This thing that they did of sending an ambassador away of Israel, you must look at it. It happened to South Africa in America, if you remember, when Trump fired Rasso, you see. But what happened is Israel will replace an ambassador, and they've refused, being asked by people who stand with the Palestinian people to close the embassy. Why are they not closing? Because they know they benefit from the embassy. They benefit that they can take me to court, you see, because they benefit. That is what they don't want to. South Africa still has diplomatic ties with Israel.
Thank you.
You see.
Yeah, last question with follow-ups. What is a sleepwalker?
No, I think Ukumgani was
misinterpreted.
It was misinterpreted. Ukumgani ngumthembu, and sometimes, you know, into xa uthetha ngenye language, izoba ingcebo. Ukumkani has a relationship with the CIC.
Of course.
That is why no CIC would not try and attack, you see. And people, ground forces have a right also to to protect. Also
What do you
their
think he
president.
meant when he said sleepwalker?
I can't go to inside him and think I can't prophesize, but I don't think he meant the way some people are
Ini
taking.
sleepwalker.
Now you're putting me in a corner.
Politically incorrect. No, I've asked a lot of questions that you guys would have wanted. I wanted to know Ukumkani, which political party he belongs to. He infers the EFF without actually confirming it. He did not confirm a lot of the things that we wanted to. But as in the agreement between myself and him, I think let's close it by saying, the question that you did not answer, it's fine. Someone will answer it.
Yeah, someone must unpack it.
It is. But here, politically correct.